Hello everybody, welcome to the Geeks Handbag, coming to you from somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I hope you're keeping well. And today I'm going to be taking a look at this gorgeous vinyl set by the Demon Music Group, the Doctor Who Tom Baker record collection, and a great picture of Tom as the Fourth Doctor on the front there with the diamond logo in the corner. So the sticker tells us this set includes Genesis of the Daleks, the Pescatons, Exploration Earth the Time Machine, Tom Baker in his own words, State of Decay, and these are on 440 gram orange, green, blue and red vinyl, plus it includes a 12-inch photographic print of the Fourth Doctor, hand signed by Tom Baker himself. So let's whip the cellophane off so we can take a better look at this gorgeous artwork of the Fourth Doctor with these colourful circles behind him. I'm going to say they're roundels. It's got a very 70s vibe to it, which I really like and suits the stories inside the set. Turning the box round, we've got the new Doctor Who logo at the top there, the Tom Baker record collection. Tells you all the stories for each vinyl. And we got the Fourth Doctor's iconic colourful scarf at the bottom there. So taking off the outer sleeve, and we're greeted by Daleks. Gosh, they look great, don't they? I really love that artwork. On the back, we've got some more of those colourful roundels, or dots, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, that's a really nice striking image of the Daleks to open up the set to. Opening up the set, and here's the hand-signed print by Tom Baker. Oh, that's lovely. Such an iconic Doctor. I'm trying to work out which era that's from. You can normally tell by the waistcoat. Looks like a promotional image. Yeah, it's a really nice inclusion to the set on nice thick card as well. I'll probably frame that. So having safely removed the sign print, I just wanted to show you the packaging itself. So the vinyls are housed in these inner sleeves, which are actually part of the packaging itself. Inside, we've got some nice colourful graphics and a list of contents for each vinyl. So LP1, Genesis of the Daleks with a cast in order of appearance. LP2, Doctor Who and the Pescatons. In the middle, we've got the TARDIS in a swirly vortex. And then we've got some more colourful graphics, and it says LP3, Exploration Earth the Time Machine, Tom Baker in his own words. And then finally, LP4, Doctor Who State of Decay. So that's the packaging, and it's all very colourful and groovy and nice. But let's take a look at the vinyls themselves. So first up, it's Genesis of the Daleks, an absolutely classic story. And once again, I do approve of this very 70s style packaging. We've got a little Dalek in the corner there, and on the back, there's that Dalek again. And there's a little bit of text from the original LP sleeve, which is nice. So do pause now if you'd like to read it. And here's the vinyl itself. So Genesis of the Daleks on a gorgeous orange vinyl with a little bit of that crazy 70s pattern in the middle there. And on the other side of the vinyl, we get this more standard white label with Doctor Who Genesis of the Daleks side B. And there's that little Dalek again. Next up, it's LP2, Doctor Who and the Pescatons. And once again, a very striking cover. Gosh, I can remember having this on CD many years ago and listening to it. It's been a while since I revisited this story. So on the back, once again, we get a nice little bit of text from the original LP sleeve. Here we have the Pescatons on this lovely green vinyl. And again, it's got a bit of that crazy pattern in the middle. And once again, on the back, we get a standard white label. And you get the Pescatons with that shark on it for side B. Okay, LP3, Exploration Earth the Time Machine and Tom Baker in his own words. Once again, a nice cover on this one with a little TARDIS in the corner, which is cool. On the back we get, and I must admit I'm not very familiar with either of these, so Exploration Earth and Tom Baker in his own words, it says, Radio 4 for schools. Yes, in this week's Exploration Earth, we join the Doctor and Sarah as they journey through time in the TARDIS. Original on-air announcement. Well, I'm looking forward to listening to these. LP3 is blue, TARDIS blue would you say? Looks really nice. And on the back there we've got Exploration Earth Time Machine and Tom Baker in his own words. Side B with a little TARDIS. And last but not least, it's State of Decay, the classic story written by Terrance Dicks. I don't know why, but that cover's making me want to shout, stop, don't move. On the back, there's a little crown and some text from the original cassette sleeve. And if you're wondering what cassette they're talking about, it's this one. I have had this for years, ever since I was a small kid, and I used to play it a lot. Sadly, I don't have a cassette player anymore, so I'm looking forward to listening to this again, but this time on vinyl. And finally, LP4, State of Decay on blood red vinyl. And there's the B-side with the crown. So there's your 4 LPs on orange, green, blue and red vinyl, and they do look absolutely lovely. So Doctor Who, the Tom Baker record collection, is another great release by the Demon Music Group. I love the artwork style on it, and the 4 different coloured vinyls included both look and sound fantastic. Genesis of the Daleks is an absolute classic in my opinion. In fact, it's one of my favourite stories. This is a reissue of the LP that came out back in 1979. It features audio recordings from the TV episodes themselves, with Lincoln narration by Tom Baker. A truly compelling story where the Doctor is sent to Skaro in order to deviate the Daleks' creation and stop them becoming the dominant evil race of the universe. And of course it introduces the character of Davros, one of the best character villains in Doctor Who's history. I really enjoyed listening to this again. It works incredibly well on audio. The cast are so strong, their performances really come through. It sounded just as fresh, exciting and compelling as it did when I first listened to it. Doctor Who and the Pescatons is a fun little story written by Victor Pemberton, who also wrote Fury from the Deep. It was written exclusively for audio and was originally released back in 1976. In this quirky little adventure, Tom Baker voices the 4th Doctor alongside Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith, as they battle deadly seaweed and intelligent sharks called Pescatons, who are intent on invading London. The story is quite comedic and it does get a bit silly at times, but you can tell that Tom and Liz are having a blast recording it, and it's just great to hear them together again. So whilst the Pescatons may not be up there as one of the greatest Doctor Who stories, it's certainly an enjoyable listen nonetheless. Exploration Earth, the Time Machine, was originally broadcast on the radio in 1976 as part of the BBC Schools radio series intended to educate children. It's basically a fun science lesson with the 4th Doctor and Sarah Jane and a baddie called Megron, and this will be the last time that Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen will work together on audio, so it's a really nice little inclusion to the set. Tom Baker, in his own words, is a collection of 5 interviews that were recorded at various points over the years. The first 3 were whilst Tom was still playing the 4th Doctor, with the last 2 being from 1999 and 2001. The interviews themselves are an absolute treat. I could listen to Tom Baker talk all night. He is such a funny and interesting character with many stories to tell. The final interview is between Tom Baker and impressionist John Coleshaw from the TV show Dead Ringers. As I'm sure you know, John does a fantastic impersonation of Tom, so to hear these two together is absolutely hilarious. And the final LP in this set, The State of Decay. This is not a recording of the TV episodes like Genesis of the Daleks, but an audiobook written by Terrance Dicks and read by Tom Baker. And in this one, the Doctor, Romana and a stowaway Adric battle vampire lords in this dark gothic tale. It's a good story that's wonderfully brought to life by Tom narrating it in that distinctive voice of his. So the Tom Baker record collection brings together some great stories and interviews which not only represent the 4th Doctor, but Tom Baker himself. And the inclusion of the signed print makes it feel even more special. This set was limited to just 600 copies and retailed for around £75. However, at the time of recording, it seems to be sold out. But do shop around and you may well find one. So another gorgeous vinyl set for the Demon Music Group, and I have put a link to their website in the description. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do check out the Geeks Handbag on Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever it's called, Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget, I also do a Doctor Who podcast with my good friend Gary called The Big Blue Box Podcast, so do give that a listen. But until the next time, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.